feel a little bit better for him, make some changes, see if he can improve it, get some information for the race at Indianapolis.
And Ryan Briscoe also peels off, and Jamie, his car got a little loose. He lost several positions right before this stop.
And he did. Last pit stop, he put scuffed tires that he qualified on. That helped him to get up to speed and make a couple passes, but his car fell off pretty quickly. So they called him in, just going to put 4 sticker tires on there this time, brand new tires, fill it up with fuel, no adjustments for Ryan Briscoe.
Pressure on these pit crews now because these green flag stops. As you look at Tony Kanaan and Hideki Muto, former teammates, now rivals, that is a battle for third on the racetrack. Muto really looking good today. Kanaan has 14 push-to-pass elements left, 12 for Hideki Muto. And here comes Muto coming up on the high side, and he's hit the button.
Nice timing, gets a run going through the tri-oval, although he was not able to get it done. He swings out going into turns 1 and 2, hopefully to carry the speed and the momentum, was not able to get that completed that time.
Let's get more on Hideki Muto from Rick DeBrule.
And I talked about the fact that his spotter was up there guiding him through. It's been interesting. He keeps talking about momentum. Make sure you don't lose your momentum. He said, get up on that gearbox, make him worry. Now he's trying to go around the outside. The goal, once again, whatever you do, don't drop back, don't lose ground to Kanaan. Make the move on him if you can, but what the team is telling him to do is at all costs, don't do something that's going to drive you up, make you go back so you lose touch with Tony Kanaan.
And you saw they're 8 seconds behind the race lead, but don't feel bad. Everybody's behind the race leader by at least 2 seconds as Scott Dixon continues to pull out the longer this run goes. And this battle continues for 4th position or 3rd position on the racetrack. That is Rafa Matos in front there, and Rafa is 3 laps down in 23rd position. So he'll give way as Tony Kanaan looks to go underneath.
And for whatever reason, that wasn't good for Muto because he turned around and got off the gas a major amount.
Mario Marias in 11th, the last car on the lead lap. And Rick, we're going to send it your way.
Yeah, it's been interesting so far, Mario Marias today. On the last pit stop, the fuel stuck inside. They almost drove off. He was smart enough to stop. As a result, it hurt him a little bit in time, but he was able to not do any damage. He's been satisfied with the car, saying it was a little bit loose, but they have not been making any adjustments, and they send him back out.
No real problems on this one. He really lights up the tires. You can hear him on the limiter, as Will Power, our points leader, and see if the 2 times ago, whoops, get it slowed down because you don't want to get busted for speeding. Remember his first pit stop, he was way too far away and they were extending that fuel hose, and Jamie, he's coming your way.
You saw him lift up his hand. He was pulling a tear off from his visor. He said, let us know if you need any changes. They're just trying to get off pit sequence here a little bit. Remember, he had trouble early on, like you mentioned, and he rolls into his pit box, nailing the stop that time. It's going to be fuel, 4 sticker tires, no changes, Will Power down and away.
8.7 seconds, much better than 9.4 that we saw on the prior stop. Race leader Scott Dixon still out there, and he is in control of this race with 31 laps to go by 2.7 seconds now over Dario Franchitti.
John Force will turn 61 this week, but he's not slowing down. The 14-time funny car champion is leading the points with 3 wins this season. At St. Louis, he's looking for back-to-back. Larry Dixon leads the top fuel points, 3 wins this year. But he's never even been to a final here in St. Louis. Qualifying tonight at 9, final Sunday at 7.
And that's all on ESPN2, and we'll look forward to that. That's a tough track to get a handle on, as there is Ryan Hunter-Reay. He was running at about the 9th position as he came in for his last stop. He's got 4 fresh tires and enough fuel to get him to the last 26 laps. And here again, Scott Dixon still out there. That's Simona Di Silvestro. She's doing exactly what we talked about the pre-race. She's just logging laps, her very first oval race. Justin Wilson, another guy who has 2 podium finishes. He brings his car in the 22, running in 19th position, but he still has some things he needs to learn. They're 3 laps down on this track today.
And I don't think those cars, his car and also his teammate car, Mike Conway, I'm not sure that they actually came here and came off the trailer as quick as they need to be. John Andretti getting some service work done. We talked about him earlier, just coming in here for a race warm-up for the Indianapolis 500 coming up 4 weeks tomorrow, and he's done a great job here. this weekend.
He is running in the top 10 right now as he pulls back out onto the racetrack. Tony Kanaan peels off from his third place position as he will now make his last stop, and Hideki Muto comes in as well.
Four tires, no changes it looks, and then Vince Welch.
No changes for Tony Kanaan. He's been very happy with his race car. Not as fast as he'd like, but the balance has been good. He's been on the podium here the last 2 years. He's got a shot at being back on the podium again this year.
And he's out ahead of Hideki Muto. Here comes second place as Dario Franchitti pulls in, Jamie.
Well, Dario Franchitti mixed it up. They did not want to pit when the leader and teammate Scott Dixon pitted. No adjustments. Right side's there, you see, and he's down and away. And your leader, Scott Dixon, is in, has been quiet on the radio, not looking for any adjustments here. We'll see he'll take 4 tires, fill it up with fuel for what should be his last pit stop, trying to get his first win of 2010. You see the crew go to work? Right front crew cam. Tire up, tire on caution. We got a car in the wall, guys.
And there is the damage. As you can see, it is a lot of damage on the right side. Oh, man, look at the whole
Jay
back
Howard's
wing.
machine of Sarah Fisher Racing.
Jay.
Another driver warming up here this weekend to get ready for the Indianapolis 500. Now, he had been circulating around. He was a little stronger at the beginning of the race, and then he just started to get towards the end. And you see Sarah Fisher right there in her Dollar General machine. That's the team owner. So she will go around the race course and see her car with her driver up against the wall.
Jay was running 25th out of the 27 cars. That gives you an idea how much a handful he had. Milka Duno is in 26th, right behind him there. As EJ Vizo is the only car up to this moment that was officially behind the wall, out of the race with other damage. This is our third caution. As we mentioned before, the fewest cautions we've ever had here at Kansas was 2. And so now, with 21 laps to go, it will change all this last-minute leads that everybody had, because I'm sure Scott Dixon was hoping to come out with that big race lead.
Well, in this scenario now, we'll always a better race to the end after a yellow, because everybody gets to have an opportunity to watch the yellow car here on the high side in the frame. Actually, that's his car owner on the low side, Sarah Fisher. Now, for whatever reason, his car just starts to walk up the racetrack. Get another look at that, and you can see he's already hit it once, and here comes the second impact.
And the momentum carries him all the way down towards turn number 1. And there you see the safety crew, and good sign. Jay is able to climb out of the car. And walking under his own power, so they'll take him to the infield care center and get him checked out. And as we mentioned, the best news we always see in that situation. As right now, we have 8 cars shown on the lead lap because of the fact that some of these cars had already taken their pit stops right before the yellow came out. So we'll reset the field for you, we'll clean it up, and we'll head down the stretch. There's 20 laps remaining here at the Kansas Speedway.
ESPN's coverage of the IZOD IndyCar Series at Kansas on ABC. Presented by IZOD, the official apparel sponsor of the IZOD IndyCar Series. Available at Macy's. And GoDaddy.com. Domains, websites, and everything in between.
Well, we're here at Kansas with a great crowd, but in 4 weeks we'll be at the greatest spectacle in racing. Does Helio Castroneves win his 4th Indianapolis 500? Or does Danica Patrick write another page of history? We find out May 30th, beginning at noon. In fact, we talked to the drivers about their thoughts.
That race is so big and so special.
The best moment is when you walk out onto the grid. When the driver instructions happen, you walk out there and the place is full.
You're just going so fast and you're so close from disaster.
It's just being on that trophy. There's a lot of great names that have won that race.
The greatest race in the world, and the one that I want to win.